All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. All depends where you are in the world. So, let's take this here from the top. Number one, we've spent over a decade in China. Number two, we can confirm that counterfeiting is the name of the game in China. So, a little bit of a backstory. Around about March or April 2024, we were in a province pretty renowned for their counterfeiting. And when I say renowned for the counterfeiting, what I mean is they produce some of the best counterfeit goods you'll ever see. They refer to it as copy one and copy two. Depending on what you want, you go to different cities in Guangdong province. If you want handbags, clothing, these type of things, you obviously go to a city called Guangzhou, and in there you go to a district called Panyi district, and that's where you're likely to get all your counterfeit copy one and copy two. Your copy two is between, I would say, 80 and 90% close to the original, whereas your copy ones would be probably in the region of about 91 to about 97% close to the originals. So that's that done. In terms of jewelry, well, that's a whole other animal to deal with. Most people don't even know the city that comes from. And right now, I'm not really at liberty to say. But if you're looking at your copy threes and fours, which is inferior quality, ranging from, I would say, probably about 60% all the way down to about 10%. Then you go to Zhejiang province, and in particular, you go to a place called Yiwu. So that's that out of the way. Interesting thing is, since March 2024, we actually started reaching out to most of these famous luxury brands. Louis Vuitton, Fendi, Yves Saint Laurent, Chanel, Cartier, Van Cleef & Arpels, Gucci. I mean, you name it, we reached out to all of them, and we were still behind enemy lines at that stage. We thought that once we had left China and been back in the Western world, these type of companies would actually want to protect first and foremost their profits, and secondly their reputation. That obviously wasn't the case. I mean, as recently as today, Cartier got back to me and said, at this particular point in time, unfortunately, we cannot engage with you. Now, that's pretty sad when you consider that on the 6th of April 2025, Hermes started hemorrhaging. They hemorrhaged so bad that they lost $9 billion in a day. Now, some of you out there might say, well, good, they deserve it, and whatever the case may be. But you think about how many people in the Western world or outside of China are now actually unemployed. You think about how many people are now left with devastated livelihoods. It wasn't really their fault, now was it? Obviously, with regards to the jewelry, that's a whole other animal for a whole other day. Rumors are out there that on TikTok and YouTube and everywhere else that the best Rolexes and stuff come from Shenzhen. Well, here's the thing, we lived in Shenzhen. Let me tell you, it's not really as good as people might think. Yes, they can copy just about everything, but you get what you paid for. And unfortunately, you're not going to get the diamond crusting on it, and you're not going to get the real materials. Man, don't get me wrong, it's about as close to as an original in terms of looks as you can get. But I mean, that's beside the point. It's still taking somebody else's IP and ripping it off. And this is what China is renowned for. So on a little side note here, for any of you planning to move to China, settle down, do whatever, there's two important sayings, and I'm going to give it to you in English And it goes along these lines here. Number one, don't blame the thief from stealing from you if you leave the door open. Number two, lie if you can lie, cheat if you can cheat, steal if you can steal. One thing that the Chinese are very good at is going to other people's countries and ensuring that they work in groups predominantly on WeChat to learn how to circumvent all the laws in those countries. We've seen this firsthand. Problem is they get onto their little Douyin, which is a Chinese TikTok, and they think that most of us don't actually understand what they're saying. And that's where the problem comes in. And that's where we find out just how scummy they are. But obviously that's a separate issue for a separate day. Moving forward, the only thing that I can really recommend is stay away from counterfeit jewelry. I mean, there are Chinese citizens that operate throughout the world. I mean, they've taken advantage of de minimis, and obviously because there was no taxes on small parcels, $800 or less, they would then put the counterfeit jewelry and the counterfeit, just everything, sunglasses, you name it, everything would go through. And because there was de minimis on it, customs wouldn't really check it, and because of that, it would get through. And so I'm, for one, extremely happy that President Donald J. Trump removed the de minimis for the United States. I'm also extremely happy to see that France is trying to push the European Union to get rid of the small package parcel waiver. For those of you who don't know, that's where there are no customs or duties charged on parcels valued at 150 euros or less. And again, that's where this gets really, really interesting and really, really sneaky and really, really scummy. There are a lot of YouTubers out there that have lived in China a lot longer than I have, and their gripes are pretty much with the government and stuff like that there. But for anybody who really wants to know what the people are like, I suggest spending time with them. Your attitude will change quite substantially. And obviously, in a lot of these guys' cases, or girls' cases, they're married to Chinese citizens. So to keep the peace in their marriage, it's easier to just focus on the government as opposed to focusing on the real problem, which is the people. No two ways about it. So, I mean, obviously that's something to bear in mind. Just to wrap this video up, if any of you guys are interested in this type of content and you want to proceed further, just give us a like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Most importantly, just drop us a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys. In the meantime, we'll continue to try and fight the good fight. To everybody out there, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Cheers.